Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the day after steak and blowjob day. This is your host of steak. Nah, I'm just playing, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the Two Dumb Yinzers. This is episode 266. Mike, we did miss out on the 14th of March yesterday, but you know what? That's all good
It's all good in the hood.
because at the end of the day, we still made our own steak and did what we had to do, and the day went just fine.
It did day 1 5. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
That's right. That's right. You know what? I actually forgot about it. I seen a buddy of mine had um on Facebook,
Uh,
and he said his wife's name, and it said Ashley. You know what today is? And there was a picture of a steak underneath of it.
oh God,
Some guys take this serious, man.
they do too, man. It's like easy, Tiger.
Yeah, this is no joke, man. But welcome back, Mike. We got a bunch of things going on today. I thought I was going to lose Mike to the new buffet in town this morning. He gets a hold of me and says, I just don't know if I can make it. The show's been during my lunchtime. There's a buffet
I
again.
I got a story about some food.
Okay. Well, okay.
No,
Let
if
me
you
drop
want to go down this
let
route,
me drop the stick here, and I will send this over to Mike because he was not going to miss the show because of the buffet, but
no,
he is going to
no, no.
tell us a food story, Mike.
A food
I
story.
can't wait to hear
I'm
it.
not gonna talk about what happened to my kid, why we almost didn't have.
Yeah,
No.
no.
So I got a coupon. I ordered some clothes online, and inside was like one of those coupons for like the Hello Fresh or Freshly or what I think it was Hello Fresh. So I ordered those, and they arrived today, and I was hungry, and I know, and one of them was like a pork burger, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna make you some hamburgers and stuff. I open up this bag,
Mhm.
the box, all the food's in there, all the meat is in a vacuum sealed, frozen, and everything else is like wrapped in bags. You open up the bag, there's like the potatoes, the onion, the lime, all the stuff I need to make like the spread. I I bought out today. I had this pork burger with some minced onion and some paprika. It was like
Wow.
this thick, the burger, Gouda cheese. They give you an onion, you mince that up, you caramelize it. These potatoes, you have like 6 potatoes. You cut them up, small potatoes, cut them up like in the fries, olive oil, some
Yeah.
paprika, throw them and bake them in the oven. You got your mayo, sour cream to mix with your, or you put the sriracha sauce in with the onions, a little lime in there. That was bomb. The like the spread you make for the burger, mayo, sour cream, some garlic, zest the lime, squeeze the lime in, mix it all up, spread it on the bun. Oh my God, with some Gouda cheese melted on top. This was legit.
What is this?
It's I think it's called Hello Fresh. It's where I ordered it from.
Okay.
And yeah, it's Hello Fresh, and they send you meals in a box. I ordered, I think, 5 meals. Each meal feeds 2 people, so I had like a second burger and second helping of fries left over. And hell, I got the trial pack, nice coupon and stuff. It cost me like 24 bucks.
Now is
Now it's
this
going to cost me 100 bucks a week if I want to keep going. So I might cancel it. But right now, man, that first meal I had out of it was so good, so good.
now
So
is this part of your is this a diet thing, or is this just something that
no,
you
it was
saw
just
that you
it's.
wanted to try?
I wanted to try. I see. Where I work, we get all these Hello Fresh and Freshly meals coming through our facility. We ship them out. I'm like,
Yeah.
one day I might want to try these, and they're expensive, but they do the grocery shopping for you. But it's only like one meal. It's not like a
Right.
5 days for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a lunch and dinner. You're paying $100, so $20 a day for dinner. You can go to the grocery store, spend $20, and get food for
Yeah.
meals, multiple meals. So it's like, you know what? I'll just try it. I got the coupon. I'm probably going to cancel, but if you got the money, this stuff is some good food, man.
Huh.
Good fresh ingredients. It was really good.
I've seen things like this before where,
Yeah,
you order this food and it has X amount and it
yeah,
has everything measured out for you,
yeah. And it was too, and it had the recipe and it's step by step. I like to cook, and it was bomb.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
awesome.
so yeah, freshly. If you're listening, there's some of those ad dollars over here, baby. I'll pimp you all day long.
So that's not far off. I had you pinned at the at the new Golden Corral down there, but apparently
Yeah.
you brought it home. You you brought the buffet to you.
I brought the buffet to me.
I like it. Um, a couple things, Micah. This story here, I want to see if you find this interesting. I don't have a lot of detail, but just hear me out. Here was the headline: No foul play suspected in the death of a man wrapped in a carpet.
That's like, when like some Russian oligarch, falls down an elevator shaft while shot in the back. He killed himself. No foul play. It
Yes,
has the same ring
these
to it. I love it. He wrapped himself. He killed himself. Wrapped him up. Wrapped himself in the rug or whatever, and they said, "Hey, that's it."
are these
I like
white
it.
men that go off to the Bahamas. These white men,
Yeah.
they go to the Bahamas and they found them, after they commit suicide with 3
Hmm.
gunshot wounds in the back of their head.
Yeah. That's how you kill yourself. You shoot yourself in the back of the head 3 times.
Yeah. And I never heard of a white person going to the Bahamas and coming back alive, or the Virgin Islands, or the any of those places. I don't know who
But
still
you
goes
don't
on
leave the
these.
resorts when you go to
Yeah,
like there's travel advisories for a reason. Don't leave
right.
the resorts.
I just can't believe that people are still going on these things after all these years. This is something that I acknowledged in my teen years, but you still hear it.
I love it. I
Uh,
I I
a
I, I
lot going on today, not just your love for food,
mm-hmm.
but also, Mike, there's a lot of things that happened yesterday, man, and even into today. Here's the thing, the Pitt game was so big. I know we want to talk about the Penguins, but there's a part of me
Oh
that
yeah.
just says, you know what, brother. There's P. Yeah, he stabbed himself in 15 times in the heart to commit suicide.
Yeah, that's how I plan to go. If you find me stabbed through the heart, shot through the back of the head, down an elevator shaft,
And we know that you
I
killed yourself.
totally planned. That's how I planned on doing it.
But football is in the forefront of my mind today because, Mike, what happened? What I
Mm,
observed here is we went after all three of those positions that we've been talking about that we
mm-hmm.
need to address. Of course, everybody knows Patrick Peterson. We've talked about him yesterday come over from the Vikings, the All-Pro cornerback. And then we got Nasty Nate Herbig. Nasty Nate
Yes.
Herbig, who at first I was kind of like, oh,
Oh, this dude is a
what's a
beast.
Herbig? But
Yeah.
apparently he is a beast. He is, as you told me yesterday, he was one of the top 5 rushing block
Yeah.
run block guards last year. He's a monster. So on top of him, so Patrick Peterson, Nasty Nate Herbig, and then this morning we signed a linebacker who apparently is pretty good.
Yes.
Cole
Yeah.
Holcomb
Yes.
from that team down in Washington. Now he's a linebacker. So that, Mike, that's the cornerback,
Mm-hmm.
offensive line, and the linebacker. The three
Yeah.
positions that you and I go on and on about
Mm-hmm.
the team needing moving forward. We do, of course, have the draft coming up around the corner, and you know what? Free agency isn't over. There's
No.
still people moving around, but
League year doesn't start for another what, three and a half,
that's
four
right.
hours, 4.5
That's right.
hours or something. So,
Um,
ooh,
I just, Mike, I seen this with this Cole Holcomb. I thought, that's interesting. So I had
yeah,
to go on and I watched some highlights and I checked out his stats, and this guy can move.
yeah. He like like a nice 40 time. When he was coming out of college. I did some digging. I want to see
Yeah,
what
tell me what
what
you
the other
found.
side is saying, and let's see here. Like this is from fan side on Riggins Raw or fan side and Rigo's Rags
Good morning, Derby.
from the what Commanders fans. Um the update when he went on IR sparks panic amongst the fans of will he play again. When he finally had surgery at week 13, he was
Mhm.
still leading the team in tackles despite missing 5 games.
Wow.
Yeah. And that that is huge. That's how something that he has a nose for the ball. And like they said, he has an unteachable nose for the football.
That's
Coming
what
off a
I
How about
career
the
season
Panthers?
in 2021 when he finished 10th in the NFL with 142 combined tackles to go with 7 pass defendeds, 2 picks. Like, yeah, and it's a testament to how much he's improved in coverage, 2 forced fumbles and 43 defensive stops. Now, that was back in 2021, 2022. He was leading them in tackles, and up until week 15, he was leading them in tackles, and 13, and he hadn't played the 5 previous weeks. This guy has, it sounds like he has a nose for a ball. And as like Mark Caboli said, what we all want to know, he has the green dot. He has the green dot.
Well, I like yourself, I didn't get deep into it because I was writing for the show, but I did make it over to check out some video. This guy can move. And how I always go on and on about that Shazier type guy, the guy that could go sideline to sideline and be involved in every single play. That's kind of what I've seen from him, Mike. Again, I can't base my whole opinion around the highlights.
Yeah.
But what I did see, it was very impressive. He's very fast to the ball. This was kind of a surprise to me. He wasn't a name that popped up that we talked about. Very, very excited. I'm excited to see where this is going to go. So like I'd said, just between yesterday and today, the pickup of Nasty Nate Herbig and Cole Holcomb.
How much we give him?
What's that? Hey, good morning, Dirk.
How much should we give the linebacker?
I'm not sure yet. I don't think terms have been disclosed yet. It's still pending a physical.
That's on the Holcomb guy?
Yeah, it's on the Holcomb.
Do you think we have enough maybe to get Brown, maybe?
But I don't know. It depends on it because they still have to come in under the cap. Don't be surprised if there's a bunch of restructurings announced and releases announced before 4:00. I would love to see them get. Or are you talking about Orlando Brown?
Yes.
Oh God!
Oh man, if we get Orlando
this
Brown,
that's what I'm saying. Like he's out there still, and they literally just replaced him.
I'll do naked cartwheels down the street if we get Orlando Brown, right down your street, Mike.
But I would love to get him, but right now, like Holcomb, he's looking like I'm liking this signing. The more I go in,
plays out there too.
This gentleman, he's a 4-year pro. He came out of North Carolina. Of course, Holcomb is who I'm talking about. Out of North Carolina. Like I said, get on, check out some of his stats, check out some video. I'm very impressed with this guy. And like I said, those are the 3 positions. Now, that's interesting because we're going into the draft. And of course, we're going to need to continue to work on the offensive line. So, I mean, I see that being something that we work on throughout the draft. Yeah. And also with the cornerback position, knowing that
I want Jones from
Peterson is only going to be here for 2 years on this contract at this time. So we're going to want to go after that young corner. So the things aren't changing much as far as the draft goes. But being that this Holcomb that we're talking about today, he's only been in the league 4 years. He's a young man. Like you said, he's leading tackles, leading that team down in Washington with tackles. I like Mike. I like what Omar Khan and I like what these guys are putting together and doing with the free agency this year. They're putting themselves in a really good position.
I'm gonna need a receiver.
Yeah, they're gonna need a receiver.
Well,
but
they're gonna.
It's early. Free agency really hasn't even started yet.
No.
I know. I'm
gonna
need a receiver if we're gonna keep Deontay, or I'm gonna be ticked.
No, I don't think they like Deontay. They like Pickens. They like Boykin, and they have Calvin Austin. I don't think
we don't even know about even Austin yet. We don't.
They don't know, but they didn't know about him last year, and people were amped up about him. So I don't think they're going to sign any free agent receivers. I think they still trust Deontay. They're hoping that it was just a 1 year down year for him, and it's not going to be like Kenny Galladay situation in New York where he just can't catch passes, where he can't catch.
I just want Noah Brown.
I don't think Noah Brown's going to happen.
Listen to this.
I know.
I'll be fine with Deontay Johnson if, in fact, he stops doing that dumb shit that he did last year. Like, where did that come from?
He won't. I mean, same crap.
But I understand. But even prior to this season, he didn't do this run backwards. I mean, it was all season long. It wasn't at some point a coach or a wide receiver coach or even a friend shoots him a text message. Hey, Deontay, what are you doing, man? You're losing a lot of yards. This is
the same result.
Head north, get upfield, and if you fall forward and get a yard, that's a yard you're gaining opposed to running backwards and losing yards. if you know, and then at some point somebody has to talk to him. I can't imagine that this is going to continue through this whole season. If it does, it'll blow my mind. But there has to be some point when somebody pulls him aside, talks to him, even if they haven't already, and that has to change. That is number one. That is number one. If this guy wants to remain on this team and be successful on this team like he wants, and you know what, to be honest, like everybody else wants him to, we're pissed at him because of how last year went. If you want to change that,
barely wide receiver.
Do the right thing. Turn up field, and if you fall forward, like I said, you're gaining a yard opposed to losing yards. We'll take that. We'll take a gain. We can't. If this team wants to turn around and do something this year, which I'm getting the gut feeling that they do. I like this Con. I like his moves. I like the decisions he's making. The other gentleman that came over from Philadelphia, these guys are putting in the work in the office. They're putting this team together. I'm buying more into it every day. I like the offensive guard that we picked up. I like this linebacker we picked up. How could you not like Patrick Peterson? Guys, I'm getting the fever already, and the season really officially, like Mike says, doesn't start for a few more hours. But I'm ready to get down to Acrisure Stadium and watch this team. I'm getting really excited.
Yeah, these are like typical Steeler free agent signings. You're not getting like Patrick Peterson. Yeah, he's the big name, but he's a few years past his prime, but he's still one of the better
6 years too late, huh?
He's still I'd rather have him than just about any of the corners that we have. So he's
think about our defense last season in that late season run that it had.
Mm-hmm.
Pull out Devin Bush and pull out Cam Sutton and add in Patrick Peterson and add in Cole Holcomb. I think already, look at the playmaking that's going to come from those two players.
I think we should get Darius Slay too,
because
not waste a pick on a corner.
You lose this inside linebacker.
Derby just wants to get everyone's good players and make every team take all of our bad players.
Derby's this is Madden.
We're forcing trades here.
Yeah, but
I would love to get Darius.
Think of those areas that Devin Bush lacked in. It looks like Holcomb could be the resolve to that, because the way he gets around, the way he moves, the way he could he lay a lick on somebody. And then also again, Sutton, who's a guy that was a solid guy and we were happy with, but now you had a real playmaker in at cornerback. I like it, Mike. I like it, Derpy. I really like the way that this is going. So many different things. We lose Spillane, which, Mike, I'm sure you're not too disappointed about. I don't think many people.
I am not disappointed at all. And hey, everyone, take a look at Holcomb. Look at his haircut. He got the mullet. He got the shaved head.
I rather
mullet. He fits in with the Yinzer appeal that Spillane brought, and he's a better player than Spillane. His career is more than just 2 hits, 2 plays.
I tell you what, though, we should keep Spillane on tap just in case we run into Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson down the road. Because apparently he's the only one that can make a big play on these guys when it comes down to it. What are we going to do, guys?
I just make sure it's not like Nick Chubb's running at Spillane, because my God, I was watching that video last night of I think it was Chubb's.
My only complaint is this:
when they hit Spillane and carried him into the end zone after for 10 yards.
Yeah.
Spillane tries to hit him and they just go, boy, hop on my back. We're going into the end zone. To me, that was the thing of beauty. I'm glad Robert Spillane's gone. Talk about an overrated player. Overrated. Just because he made 2 nice plays in his career. He's the scrappy, small school guy that, people love in this area. He's a bum. I'm glad he's gone. Not a big Robert Spillane fan.
I didn't hate him. I didn't love him.
I didn't hate him, but he played way too much.
And for a backup, he was what he was. Like I said, I didn't mind him. All right, Derp, my man, Derpy. We had some issues this morning. Mike got caught up at the buffet on his way in. He couldn't put the fork down.
Question is, what do you have?
Oh, I had me some pork burgers with ground pork.
The true story.
And caramelized onions with the little lemon squeezed in, and some paprika or sriracha sauce. It was fire.
So Derpy, I get a hold of immediately in a panic, and I'm like, Derpy, it's only going to be me and you today. Mike is caught up. He's unavailable. And Derpy is like, well, I'm getting my hair cut right now, but I'll be there. So I imagine Derpy was probably at the buffet as well. You may have just missed one another, because I know the way Yins guys like to eat this time of day. But here we are all together once again.
You're just
Derpy,
a hate. You're just a hater.
I
today.
am a hate. I need to start eating like you guys.
I've seen your diet. You eat just like me.
When I'm so miserable at this time of the day.
You are. You're cranky. You're
You know what
hangry.
you need? You need a shamrock shake.
You and them shamrock shakes.
You know what? I might DoorDash me a shamrock shake today because I don't feel like driving.
Yeah. A couple of things here real quick. I don't want to leave P out because he is on the board today. P, let's see, the Virgin Islands were pretty chill, but honestly, our ship was kind of a gang. We called ourselves Big Nasty. See, you would have been okay. It would have been guys like myself or guys in business suits or guys, you know what I mean? These are the people that come back dead. They're the
I mean, have you looked at yourself recently, Ryan? Ain't no one gonna mess with you. You look like that, the serial killer. Like,
okay, well, like
eat
Mike would be
head.
in grave danger. He would show up in a button-down shirt, and he would end up coming back in a casket. I promise you.
No, they would be like, this guy looks like he knows how to party. He's chill. You know what? I'd be the.
That's when they slip.
I'd be the token foreigner, man. I'd be the token crazy white guy if they had.
No,
that would be me. I'd fit in with. I fit in everywhere. People love me. People love big sex.
The people that are down in these Virgin Islands and Bahamas, I don't know. They're
You're just like stereotyping.
I'm not stereotyping. I'm telling you what I see over and over and over in the news. P says, if a grown man carried me into the end zone. Okay. You never seen these guys go down there and get killed. And it's the women too. I don't know. It's these people, they go down on business trips and they find them in a hotel. And like we said earlier, they have the 3 gunshot wounds in the back of the head. They rolled a suicide. Everybody goes on with their lives.
They're probably messing with the wrong people. And that's what happened.
I mean, how do these people that visit there find the wrong people all the time?
They're probably going down loud, obnoxious tourists.
I don't know. Come on.
That's what I'm going with. I'm victim blaming here.
I don't know.
Or they're just people with terrible hearts.
Yeah.
Yes, they had a heart attack and were stabbed 5 times in the heart. That's
you know what I mean. You know what I meant.
I'm just saying we should send Mike down to see if this theory holds any.
Let's go.
See if this theory holds any water.
You come flying over. I'll fly down to me and P will go hang out.
You could go hang out with P, and I promise you'll be the one that comes back dead.
Oh, now you're implicating P?
I'm not implicating nobody. No. I'm implicating that you're the one that's going to be the most unsafe because this is what happens.
I think I'm a lovable guy. I think I can go anywhere and be fine. Maybe that's
kill
why
you
I
when you're here
dying.
at the studio.
Well, it's because you know me.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm sorry if Mike offended anybody, guys. All right, so here we are. Today, we do have also, let me just kind of go through some of these moves that went down yesterday. Ogunjobi and KZ, they both signed on 2 and 3 year deals. They're back. I think these are both great moves. I thought it would have been a big mistake to lose Ogunjobi. And I love what KZ brings to the table and just create, and it just has gives so much more depth back there in the defensive backfield. I think those were fantastic signings.
Ogunjobi, I think he was our best defensive lineman game in and game out last year. And that's a huge addition. Absolutely,
man. I love what Larry Ogunjobi brings to the table.
And that was a surprise that he was coming back because he had like a tweet or something out that made it sound like he wasn't coming back, like he was going to have to go elsewhere. It looked like they wouldn't be able to find common ground, and they did, and that was I love it. I love it.
And then of course also the first big move for us was Patrick Peterson, which we went on and on about yesterday, so I will not go deep into that. However, the next big one that I liked was Nasty Nate Herbig. He should be Nasty Nate him big because him is a big dude.
Come on, now. You got to take a look. I've seen those photos. Ooh. Those are some old ones, but they got some new ones when he played against the Steelers this year. My boy was svelte.
Yeah.
Fellas,
trim.
What's up, Deep?
Did you notice on the media with where Tolman is at the Clemson Pro Day?
Yes. What's that guy, Trent? The linebacker.
He's actually looking at all of them. He's very interested.
He's very.
What's this guy, Trent Williams? Wasn't he down in Georgia too?
Trent
Simpson, Brian Breesy, and then Miles Murphy. Tolman was looking at all of them.
Yeah, and Breesy, before this like the whole offseason process started, he was like a top 10 prospect.
Yeah, and
But he keeps falling down the board just because, like not only saying all the numbers weren't there, but that defense, the way it was set up.
Yeah.
a lot of people are mock drafting him to us.
I think that would be a steal getting Breesy.
What I kept reading was they were very, 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 very happy to be at Clemson with these linebackers. And also today they're down in Georgia. These guys are working their asses off.
Yeah.
Coach T's working his ass off. Omar Khan's working his ass off. I love it, Mike. I love it. I just have a feeling these guys, they want to win. I'm buying. I am buying into what they're doing. I'm buying.
Looking at it now, the one tackle I want is, I've said before, it's actually not even Harrison or Jones. It's the other Jones from Ohio State.
No, okay. DeJuan Jones. Yeah, he'd be a right tackle. Then you have to kick Chooks out the left.
Which is,
or get your left in the draft, and
which is fine.
Get a 17 pick. Get maybe your guy from Northwestern, or one of these guys that you guys are always going on about.
Yeah. Well, maybe if we get a left tackle in free agency, we don't have to go offensive lineman first round. Huge.
Right.
But I just want to say, on these pro days,
I'd love to get that.
Just remember, we might not draft one of these guys this year, but 4 years down the line, 5 years down the line, when they become free agents, the Steelers weigh a lot of how they interacted with them on their pro days and on these visits.
Right.
They take this stuff seriously, and they remember how you acted, how you performed. And this is laying the groundwork for not just this draft, but free agency to come, trades to come. It's a lot of groundwork is laid here.
I'm digging. Oh, hey, I do want to throw out there real quick, in case anybody did not know, today is Mike Tomlin's birthday.
Oh,
happy birthday, big Coach T.
It sounds like Coach T should have been hanging out with P, man. I bought a liter of vodka, some weed rolled up in brown paper bag, rolling 4 deep in the Bahamas. I'm hanging out with P.
Why does Coach T get to have fun like this? I want to have fun like
adventures. That's all I want. I just want something to drag me through life on adventures.
Oh, you got to somebody to drag you.
Maybe that's what P was saying. The Eagles are going to release Darius Slay.
Are they?
Huge. That is huge.
Wow.
They told him he can go seek a trade, and now they're going to release him.
Watch the Chiefs go get him.
But I mean, the guy with Orlando. You know what? If we could yank him, he is the left tackle.
I really want him because I don't want to.
He's the left tackle over there, correct?
Yeah, he's the left tackle.
I mean, that solves a lot of problems. Not only filling that position with somebody of that caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would he cost? Like, what would it take to pull him?
Oh, that's gonna take a lot of money to pull him. Maybe a lot.
Constructions.
It's gonna, you're gonna have to move people. People are gonna have to be cut. God, I honestly don't know what it would take to get him. I'm trying to see if I can find him on here. Like Sportech. Okay, market value. Adjusted market value is $22.4 million average.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna be able to afford that, paying that much money to an outside linebacker.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm looking at what Cam Robinson's making $54 million a year. David Bakari, I'm sorry, it's $18 million a year for Cam Robinson. David Bakari 23. Laramie Tunsil's 22. So he's in that range of those tackles. So that's going to be a lot of money to pay him. And I don't know if the Steelers are going to be able to find that type of cap space.
Right.
If anyone can, it's Omar Khan. My dude is, when it comes to money,
he's a guru. Like you said, he's the guru.
He's a guru. I think he learned from Enron and from, all those people on Wall Street of how to just hide all their money, and he hasn't collapsed yet like every other financial institution. Omar Khan should be in charge of everyone's money. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
not to get political, but Omar Khan just to handle everyone's money.
But the big news this morning, of course, the signing upon what was it, Mike? A physical.
Yeah, pending a physical, just because they want to do their due diligence on that foot injury.
So Cole Holcomb, that's the big name of this morning. The linebacker from that team down in Washington.
How about the?
I'm excited about this. So again, we lost Spillane to the Raiders. Not many people too upset about that.
You trade Darren Waller, and then you bring in Robert Spillane.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. How about the freaking Giants doing that?
That was a damn good move by the Giants.
Here's you know what's funny? They'll still finish second and third.
Well, yeah, because Daniel Jones is your quarterback.
How about this name came across my screen this morning for a possibility to bring as a backup quarterback here. You might have seen this. Matt Ryan. You know, he's had a career. He's played in the big game. He is a veteran. And if he came, I mean, could some of the younger guys learn something from him? Or I see Mike shaking his head no. Give me your thoughts on Matt Ryan, Mike?
If you want an old, slow-footed quarterback that does not fit the scheme, if our starting quarterback goes down, then yeah, go after Matt Ryan.
Nobody that we have is really after Kenny's really a mover. I mean,
yeah, Mitch is mobile. No, they're not like running quarterbacks, but they can bootleg, they can get out of the pocket, they have mobility. Matt Ryan's a statue. I do not want him anywhere near this team. Let him go retire. Let Mr. 28-3 go retire. Him and Tom Brady can reminisce about that game. That wasn't his
fault. That was his terrible defense.
No, he could have converted first downs. He could have made passes. I don't want this choke artist anywhere near this team. No, I don't want that old statue anywhere near this team.
I wouldn't be totally against it.
I've never been a Matt
Mason
Ryan.
Rudolph.
He sucks. He's going to cost more than Trubisky, and everyone's bitching about Trubisky's price tag.
I like him in the sense that I do like the veteran leadership. I do like him for the sense that, yes, it was a 28-3 loss, but if you're up 28-3, I hope that it wasn't only you
Brady,
as the quarterback that costed your team the game. Of course, that wasn't the case. The guy does have some pedigree. However, in a sense, I mean, between the two that we have backing up right now, we don't even know are these two going to be the guys that are back next year, Mike. From what I understood, if one of them stayed, the other one was ready to go. If the other one stayed, the first one was ready to go. So I'm not real sure what's going to go on that quarterback position.
Wait.
Maybe they're going to wait in the draft and go after a guy in round 6 just to have a
Stetson
third.
Bennett. Might as well.
He's going to be gone.
Fellas.
Yeah. I think
dang, you did. Dang it. Wait, no. Oh shoot. Am I still there?
You're still here.
Are you? Do you know that we're listening to you eat right now?
Yeah.
Is Rush out there?
Cooper Rush?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Mitch Trubisky is a fine backup quarterback. I am gonna die on this hill.
But watch I don't know what is the deal with Cooper Rush. He did a pretty damn good job, I thought.
He did better than Dak.
I know he did.
He's still on. I think he's still on that team.
Is he?
I'm not sure though. He says he doesn't. It says he hasn't.
Cooper Rush.
Another trade that Mike called yesterday. Mike called this yesterday. Lazard, is that his name?
Alan Lazar.
Alan Lazar. He did. He went to the Jets, so he is back.
Is Bridgewater there?
Aaron Rodgers.
Not yet. Rodgers isn't there yet.
But look at what they're doing. Look out for this Jets team, guys. I mean, you bring in Lazard, you bring in Rodgers, you got the draft, you have these players that you picked last year in the draft. I'm not saying that this team is going to be right neck and neck with the Buffalo. At this next point coming. Yeah, I mean, they have some holes they have to fill. But watch out for this team, Mike.
That Jets team, man. I told you they're the team. But I love how Aaron Rodgers, right? He gave them a list of demands of like, I want these players on the team.
Sounds like LeBron.
But when he was in Green Bay, he said, they don't give me weapons, they don't give me players. Who does he want? Everyone that was in Green Bay with him. This guy just needs to just go away. He needs to go back into that dark hole and just stay there.
Odell Beckham. His name pops up. He's looking for a team to play. Why don't the Jets pull him too?
Just pull everyone. Like, I just give him everyone he wants, and I hope he turns around and goes, I'm just gonna stay. I'm out, boys.
Let me cut you off real quick. P says 4 deep is problematic because you lose everyone throughout the night, Mike. At some point, it's better to get a hotel and hope no one dies. Mike,
No,
this
no,
is where you die in the story.
no, this is not where I die.
He
You know
just
why?
wrote
Because I am
the
the
script
glue
of how
the
your
group.
night is
I
going to
am
go.
the glue of the group. Even when I'm drunk, I am making sure everyone is there and staying together. I keep everyone together till we make
as
it
they're
back
picking
safe.
out
I got you,
girls
Pete.
and drinking, I'm sure they're going to be like, "Oh, I'll go sit back in Mike's hotel room and play tiddlywinks for 4 hours."
Hey, they can bring back whoever they want as long as we wake up the next morning
I'm just
alive. I will
saying
guide
that
everyone through this.
P wrote exactly how your demise, how it would go if you
If
went on
that's
this
how I
trip.
die, you know what? I'll go out that way.
So they're all back in the rooms with their girls. You're walking down a dark alley, making your way back to the hotel.
That's fine by me.
And this is where you get your head cut off.
As long as the crew made it back alive, I did my job. Okay.
I'm sure they'll be very happy that you.
They'll be like this random dude from PA who came over here. Yeah, huzzah! He got us back alive. Pour one out for him.
Guys, we do have to move on. I'm going to jump right over, Mike. I'm going to pass the ball right over to the Pitt basketball game. Of course, last night, everybody, Pitt played Mississippi State in a game to see who is going to be the number 11 seed and who is going to go on and play Iowa State on Friday. Mike, this game was one of the crazier games that I've ever seen. Here's a couple things that happened that I noticed.
Okay.
When you play a team like Mississippi State.
Wow.
Now, Mississippi State, they do things very untraditional. They play good defense. They have a style. And what happens when you play a team like this, you come out of your comfort zone because you now have to play to the level, and I don't want to say play down to, but play to the level of what the other team is doing. And it's like when you get one of these teams, Mike, that they just totally have a totally different they have a game plan. You've seen these teams. They come in with the who was it, Boston in the in hockey where they did that half ice. Well, that's exactly what these guys do. They come up, they press you all game. You can't get into your rhythm is what happens. And that's exactly what happened. The Pitt just couldn't get into their rhythm. These guys played good defense. So now you're playing their game. And when you're playing their game, you're not playing as good as you play because all you're long, you're practicing, you're playing with these guys. You have a game that you play. Well, you take that out now, that it's an equalizer. So now you're playing Mississippi State, who's not a bad team. Their defense was pretty good. And a big thing that we were missing, Federico did not play last night, which was I thought might be the that might be the thing that kills us. The brothers, Graham, they come in, they did just fine. But you know what? I had the company here from the guy from the other show was here, and he was saying, he says, you know what? This team, they can't rebound. He was standing in the hallway watching it, and he says, that's a big problem. We just can't rebound. We can't get offensive boards. And this is usually a problem with Federico in the lineup. Mike, this team is not going to go far because we can't grab boards. We don't have a guy. And like I said, you could bring in the Diaz-Graham brothers, which are fine, but these guys are freshmen right out of high school. And they're more coordinated than they look. These guys could ball, but they're just, they didn't get the playing time. They didn't get the experience this year. You can put them in to plug them in to have a big body. But when it comes down to it, we're going to get dominated on the boards. We got, I don't have the numbers in front of me. We got dominated on the boards last night against Mississippi State. Wait till you're playing.
Wow.
Wait till you're playing Division I powers. And these guys, there's just they're relentless. They rebound good, they play good, they score good. That's going to be a problem. I don't know if it's going to be Iowa State, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And that Mike, that is going to be what happens to this Pitt team ultimately. Now, one of the other crazy things about this game, there was like 30 lead changes. I don't know what it was, but it was like the amount of lead changes during this game. It was a record for something. I don't know. But the whole game, I mean, I had a feeling that Pitt was going to win, which don't mean anything. But deep down inside, I was like, I think we got this. But it wasn't because we were doing anything that was amazing or impressive. The whole game, we were basically trying to play to the style that Mississippi State plays. So we weren't, utilizing our game. And two, the rebounding was atrocious. This team, I mean, it wasn't like they had a big guy that was amazing. They didn't have this all-star, nothing like that. They were just out rebounding us. These are problems. If they don't get solved over the next 2 days, next week, whatever, this season's going to be over.
Fellas.
Yeah.
I don't mean to, I know we're on the Panthers, but Schefter just dropped something.
What's that?
Baker Mayfield to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You know what? I seen something.
I saw rumors that he might be going there.
Which
just dropped.
That's a good place for him.
1 year deal worth up 8.5 mil.
Okay. Hey, good for Baker. I don't hate Baker. You know what? I don't hate Tampa Bay either.
No,
I didn't care for them much when Brady was there, but good for them. They're in the other conference. But Mike, I tell you what, a couple of things here. So the team is heading off to Greensboro. Of course, the game last night was over in Dayton. They're off to North Carolina to play the number 5 Iowa State. One thing that is not game related, can I tell you something that I noticed yesterday during the game that I just kind of bugged me? The game was close. We couldn't pull away. Many times after many lead changes, you thought to yourself, okay, we could possibly lose this game. You know what the one common complaint was that I seen on social media? It wasn't rebounding. It wasn't changing our game. It was the fact that they wore their black and gold uniforms, Mike. This all evening long, we would be winning. This isn't our colors. We're not black and gold. We have our colors. Can I be the first one to say we're losing because we have our Mike? It went on and on. I must have seen 100 posts. For one, I like the black and gold uniforms. That's me. But they went on the people that they went on just way too much. And I thought, for one, give me a break. It's Pittsburgh. If they make you wear a black and gold uniform, you know what? Suck it up. For two, that has nothing to do with anything. And for three, who cares if you don't like these uniforms, right?
Exactly. The uniforms don't matter at all. Unless you're wearing the freaking pigeon logo. I'm looking at you, Penguins. But no, the uniforms don't matter. What matters, the reason they were losing is because Mississippi State came out, hot 3 or 4 from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
And you were shook. You got shook. That's what happened right there. That's why you were behind.
But it was
because of the jerseys.
That's the thing
because you didn't have your big man.
Yeah, because we haven't had a big man all season. We haven't out rebounded anybody. It doesn't seem like. You're right. Mississippi State came out very uncharacteristic. They hit 3 out of 4 from beyond the arc. They, they were doing some good things. And as Pitt, I heard the announcer say, or somebody at halftime, you knew that it wasn't going to last as far as Mississippi State went. They were eventually going to become Mississippi State, and they weren't going to keep hitting these threes all game. And that's what happened. But this team, Mike, the reason that we were playing for the 11th seed is because this team was playing for the 11th seed too. And that tells you that the people that make this up know that these two teams would be a good game against one another. So that's why they couldn't make the decision. This is why this was a play-in game. This was set up because these two teams were matching up in a certain way. And you know what? It was what it was. And you know what? It didn't disappoint. And for Pitt, it certainly didn't disappoint. However, Mississippi State fans, they were upset. I care about as much as I did 2 days ago about things like that. But Mike, this team, they got problems. They got problems coming up. They got a good team. I think for one, you got to get Federico back in the lineup. Mm-hmm. If you plan on getting any rebounds. Clutch shot by Burton. I don't know if you've seen that shot at the end of the game. We were down, I think it was 59-58. Burton comes in, he beasts it, and he nails a shot, a very clutch shot, puts us up, which ultimately led to the win. We went down to the other end of the floor. They hit their guy wide open over in the corner. He missed a 3, and that was the game. But Mike, I see so many things that I liked. I see so many things I didn't like. But I just don't feel that this team is good enough to make that deep run. They're
not. But
they have a couple things that need to be taken care of, and they're not things you could take care of at this point in the season.
But they're a streaky team. They're a streaky team. They're like that team. If they can get hot, they can rattle off wins against opponents they're not supposed to win. That's like the only thing going for them right now. That they eke this one out, and it's their snowball effect that's going to happen for a game or two. Win this one and make to the next round. Do I see them making the Sweet 16? No. I see them winning this game. I can see it just because how streaky they are.
Yeah.
it's at this point. At this point, you get you get exposed.
You're right, but
You
they
know,
were
and this isn't like a lower level team that was dominating their lower level competition.
right.
It's they handle a lot of teams in the ACC, but they boom, we see them get destroyed by Georgia Tech. So they're all over the place.
Who, Pitt?
Pitt, yeah, they're all over the place.
Pitt
One week they could upset a top ranked team, and then the next week they're losing to a team that they should destroy.
Yeah. They did. They beat Georgia Tech, but they lost Notre Dame. I think that might have been the one that you were talking about. Notre Dame
didn't they lose Georgia Tech in the ACC?
No, they beat Georgia Tech and then lost to Duke.
That's right. My bad. Yeah,
you're good, man. That was a very similar game a couple days earlier against Notre Dame.
You know what I mean, though.
I do know what you mean. But Mike, like I said, these were both 11 seeded teams. Whoever would have got in, it is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what you're getting at the 11th seed. These are the caliber teams. And like I said, it's two totally different styles, but you see the way the game turned out. So yes, I think the NCAA hit it on the head while scheduling the tournament. And I think that you're getting an 11 seed. And I think you would have got an 11 seed with Mississippi State. We fortunately on our behalf, we won. So that works out for us. So Friday, guys, Pitt versus Iowa State. That game's in Greensboro. We'll talk more about it between then and now to get more caught up on time of day, all that kind of stuff. But Mike, we have to we're gonna slap shot it over to the rink because there was a game last night. It was a hockey night in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Penguins took on the Montreal Canadiens, a game that I thought that we had in a bag, which we probably should have in a bag. The Penguins end out falling 6-4. Yari getting pulled again, Mike. He gave up 4 goals on 6 shots. 4 goals and 6 shots. Casey DeSmith comes in again. That doesn't necessarily save the day, but he blocks a bunch of shots. I think they said something along the lines of he blocked like 40 of the last 43 shots he's taken as a coming in relief goalie.
Wow.
In relief of Yari. But yes, Jari gets beat again, Mike. 4 goals on 6 shots.
DeSmith gave up 1 goal. 1 goal.
Yeah.
He had 13 saves, 14 shots against, and Jari gave up 4 on 7 shots.
Yeah, 4 on 7 shots. And then it goes back. I think they were saying like going into the back game, it's like the last game, it's like 7 goals and 20 shots or something crazy. I don't know what's going on with Yari, but they did, Mike. They lose. That takes the Penguins down to 34, 23-10. They have the Rangers games coming up. But a couple things in the meantime here. Kulikov, another one. So, of course, the other day we mentioned that Nick Bonino is out week to week with the lacerated kidney. Now, also, Kulikov is out week to week with a lower body injury. Boy, these trades are they're
hey, good thing we have like 90 defensemen on the roster. That's all I gotta say.
We have that going for us.
Hextall, he fell into that one right there. What are you gonna do with 10 defensemen? You don't know.
Yeah.
But good thing we have 50 of them.
Here's the one that I like. Now, this might save face for Ron Hextall in the trading. Granlund, now this was after 2 periods. I didn't pay attention beyond that because I was busy, but for the first 2 periods of the game yesterday, guys, Granlund was 9-0 on faceoffs. Mike, he won all 9 faceoffs for the first 2 periods. That's encouraging. Of course, Granlund scored his first goal for the Penguins the other night. So as far as production from the 3, he's certainly been the one that's making any scratches in this.
Yeah. He's contributing. Let's see if I can find his face-off stats. Of course. Oh, here we go. Hold on. He was 12-0 last night.
Wow, look at him, huh?
From the dot. Crosby was 16 for 6.
Okay.
He won 16, lost 6.
12-0, huh?
He was 12-0. Crosby won 16, lost 6. That was huge. Jeff Carter was he won 4, lost 3, and Jeff Carter last night. My God, he was a -4. He played just about 8.5 minutes of hockey, and he was on the ice for 4 of their goals that were that Montreal scored. Stick a fork in him. He is done. He is a waste out there. He is not contributing anything to this team. He needs to go. And like you said, oh God, they want him out there as a faceoff specialist. Look, Granlund, he's putting his name in the hat that like, hey, let me be that guy.
Absolutely. Somebody goes 12-0. Geez, oh man, that's
and real quick. Once again, this core group of players is not to blame. Look who's on the stat sheet.
Right.
Gensel, assisted by Rust and Crosby. Malkin, Letang, Gensel. Letang, Peterson and Rackle. Gensel, Malkin, Letang. Like the people that you are expecting to produce are producing.
Gensel, Mike, also the fastest player to 400 points among the 2013 draftees, which includes your boy Nate McKinnon.
No way.
Yes.
He has more points than Nathan McKinnon.
He does.
Or he was faster to 400.
Faster to 400
points.
Because
McKinnon, McKinnon came in earlier, but that's insane. Well done, Gensel.
Absolutely. You gotta love it. Even back, in the playoff runs, you knew he was going to be special.
He was doing a lot of first game.
He was doing a lot of things in those runs, Mike, that you noticed that Yager was doing back in his first year and second year in on these Stanley Cup teams. It almost was the same, not the same kind of player, but you were getting those same kind of results, and you just knew that Jake Gensel was going to be a big part of this team moving forward.
Yeah, his first game, he pulled the Lemieux. First game, first shift, first shot, first goal.
Yeah.
What does he do as an encore? Was it like second shift, second shot, second goal? You're like, okay, this kid, maybe we got one here. And he hasn't disappointed, man. He's a consistent goal scorer in this league. And
absolutely, man.
And it sucks that he might be one of the guys you have to trade if you want to get, quote unquote, younger, fresher players in the team, just because the way his salary is. And because I think I know the others have no movement clauses. I'm not sure if he has one of those in his contract as well. I'd hate to see him go because, my God, he's one of my favorite. He's grown into one of my all-time favorite Penguins. But sometimes you gotta break some eggs to make an omelet. And sometimes he might be. You got casualties you don't want to miss, but for right now, I am enjoying every moment that Jake Gensel has been a Pittsburgh Penguin, and I hope it can continue for a long time because this kid's something special.
I can't imagine anybody that would disagree with that. So that is the case. That's the Penguins. They took the L. This is a game that we thought they were going to win. I was pretty sure they were going to win. I thought that we were going to have all wins yesterday, to be honest. I thought the Penguins were going to win. I thought the Pitt was going to win, and the Pirates. The Pirates did lose yesterday. They played the Orioles. They lost 7-6. They're back at it today at 107 against the Blue Jays. So let's just kind of look back through. So we had the Penguins. They dropped it against Montreal. Pitt, the winner of Mississippi State. But I can't take my eyes off of what's going on with. I'm looking at right now at the screen off camera. Aaron Rodgers gave Jets a wish list of free agents. Yep. So there it is, exactly what Mike was talking about. Aaron Rodgers gave a wish list. He's trying. Come on, either shit or get off the pod, dude. You want to play? You want to go here? It's turning into this kind of LeBron situation, and I don't care for that. But
he just loves to have his name out in the paper.
Yeah,
that's what it is. He loves to be talked about.
Derby, do you think? I mean, guys, who are some of the names that are on his wish list? Did you say that you know any of them, Mike?
Yeah, he wanted Alan Lazar,
and he got him.
Odell Beckham.
He wanted Odell Beckham.
He wants Odell Beckham, and hold on. Let me talk amongst yourself. Let me look at it.
Yeah. Hey, Derby. Now, what do you think? Where do you see Odell Beckham landing? Do you see him coming back into the league? Do you see somebody take him? Do you know anybody that you would almost guarantee would be a team that would love to take him and go after him? What's your thoughts on OBJ?
The Giants.
You think he's going to go back to the Giants?
Yeah.
You can see that. I can see it.
See, I thought he didn't like what's his name?
Right.
The quarterback, Jones.
Which is understandable. But now, 3-4 years later, Jones came a little bit of a way, maybe. I don't know, but I can see him being a Giant.
Here we go. It is Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, and tight end Mercedes Lewis. Yeah, so like I said, all the players that he played with in Green Bay, when he said Green Bay didn't give him weapons, now he wants to bring all the players back from Green Bay.
This guy's a fucking nut.
Did you see this also? Elliott is potentially being cut.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because they franchised Tony Pollard. There's no way they're going to keep both of them at that rate.
Where could you see him landing, guys?
Oh,
That's tough.
well, he's not the player he once was. There's a reason Tony Pollard usurped him as the number one back. I can see a team thinking they're close and they need a running back and taking him, but I don't know. He's not the marquee guy anymore like he once was.
Yeah. What happened? What happened to him?
The buffet.
The buffet. Yeah. But you want to talk about me eating? My boy likes to eat. He's almost like that Eddie Lacy type of eating.
Eddie Lacy.
So Ezekiel Elliott, OBJ. I don't know. Where do you think, Mike Derpy, from here on out? Is there? You think we're going to continue to be active in the free agency? Do you think, do they have anybody else there that they want to get, guys? Is there anybody?
I could see them being cheaping it in the Pro Bowl tackle from Tennessee.
What's his
Mon,
name?
yeah.
He's still floating around out there.
I don't know. I don't think they will.
It's just the Steelers. You know how they are.
Yeah. Pete just made a good point. He said Carolina maybe for OBJ. Carolina is making some moves. They're they're trying to put a little team back together. They basically got stripped down to nothing last year. Of course, what's the running back? McCaffrey went out to San Francisco, and Baker Mayfield went out to LA. They basically lost anything that they have. So I can see them going after some names to get them back in the race.
What about Chicago? Chicago's throwing money around. They're building a team up there, and I don't know, just throwing it out there. But I think he's going to want to go to a contender.
I do too. And Chicago, this thing about Chicago, they're never good, and that's what makes me always second guess it, because no matter what, they're never good. They're never good. They're never good. They're never good. They had one season back in 1985. And besides for that, Mike, they're never good. I just refuse to think that this team is good. Even that year, a couple years back, they had a good team. They couldn't get it done. And then go back to the year they lost in the Super Bowl to the Colts. They're just, I
remember that.
I just can't figure out what it would take for this to ever be a good team.
That team was really good.
No, they never have a quarterback that could get it done. I know a lot of people like this guy. They like his legs. But again, you're seeing what happens to quarterbacks that have the legs, that have the athleticism. Their careers are shortened. They're not, necessarily tearing setting the world on fire. You've seen it starting to happen with Lamar Jackson, of course, and then he started having the injuries. I can't imagine Chicago being successful. Hey guys, it is the 2-minute warning. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
2dumbyinsers.com, the number 2 DUMYINZRS.com. Head on over there. We have links for everything you need for 2 Dumb Yinsers. Links to YouTube's, Facebook's, Spotify's, everywhere for 2 Dumb Yinsers.
www.2dumbyinsers.com, everybody. We're live here every day, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The show that we do this particular day will get uploaded at 8 o'clock this evening in podcast form over on Spotify. If you have only the opportunity to listen to the show and not watch it, you could always go over to Spotify, and the new shows upload brand new every day at 8 o'clock p.m. Mike Derpy, you guys got time for one quick trivia?
Yeah, yes. Let's do it.
This, guys, is Super Bowl 30. Super Bowl 30. 1995 season. The game was played on January 28th, 1996 in Tempe, Arizona. Are you guys confident with this topic?
Absolutely not, because I wasn't even born.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, I got this.
All right. So here we go. P, play along. Here we go. In Super Bowl 30, Neil O'Donnell threw 2 interceptions to this Dallas cornerback. Don't shout it out if you know the answer. Ultimately costing the Steelers the Super Bowl. And no, he never coached an NBA team. Let me read it one more time. Super Bowl 30, Neil O'Donnell threw 2 interceptions to this Dallas cornerback, ultimately costing the Steelers the Super Bowl. And no, he never coached an NBA team. Go ahead and take a minute to think it over. Give P a chance on his end on the board.
F.U. Andre Hastings. Hot route.
This was all, of course, this is why I did bring it up, because maybe Derby wasn't born
I was having
yet.
a great day.
However, I'm pretty sure he probably seen this highlight or a low light many a times in his life. All right, here we go. In Super Bowl 30, P got his answer up. Neil O'Donnell threw 2 interceptions to this Dallas cornerback, ultimately costing the Steelers the Super Bowl. And no, he never coached an NBA team. First, P said Dion. Okay. Derpy, who do you think was this cornerback?
That's who I was thinking too.
Dion?
Yeah.
Okay. And Mike, who do you say made the 2 interceptions that cost the Steelers the Super Bowl?
Larry Brown.
So I got 2 Deion Sanders, 1 Larry Brown. Let me go ahead and lock him into place here. There we go. Locked into place. The answer, one more time, I'll read the question. In Super Bowl 30, Neil O'Donnell threw 2 interceptions to this Dallas cornerback, ultimately costing the Steelers the Super Bowl. And no, he never coached an NBA team. Of course, you're correct, Mike, because we all know Larry Brown was an NBA coach. It was Larry Brown, guys, number 24. Neil O'Donnell seemed to throw directly to him 2 times.
Andre Hastings, hot route.
On drives that could have gotten us back into the game. We ultimately lose 27-17. But Mike was correct. The answer is Larry Brown. Larry Brown, guys. Hey, Big Dirt. This is always the highlight of my day. Do you have any words before we take off?
I'm gonna keep running with what I've usually said before.
Okay.
Always appreciate the little things in life, because it could be worse. You could be a Browns fan. Oh no! Oh, you're lagging.
Oh, he got on the rim shot.
I got it.
I lagged, didn't I?
No.
P, I'm wrong a lot, but
when it comes
to things that make me angry, I know I'm like
that. Oh, dang.
Yes, but
you just want me to say it again, or did you get it?
No, you're good. The rim shot was the one was lagging. You did wonderful, Mike. How about yourself? Anything before we take off for today?
Yeah, I'm going to the Virgin Islands, and I am partying, and I'm taking a group of 4 friends with me, and we're figuring out who's coming back.
Hell no!
That's what I'm saying.
Who's coming with me?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We hope you continue to do so. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Hope everybody has a great day. And hope everyone joins us for Mike, Ryan, Derpy, the crew here